7 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Good afternoon and welcome to The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito, coming to you live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. And you can stream us live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for choosing us. What I'm choosing today is gratitude. What's your choice? What are you choosing on this Tuesday, Mmatsheko Mosito? What's your theme for the day?
My theme for the next 10 years, honey, is rest and rejuvenation.
Rest and rejuvenation. Let us know what you're choosing, whether for this year or for the next 20 years. Hey,
Yeah.
What are you choosing on this Tuesday? At Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. What's coming up on the show? By the way, how are you doing?
I'm great. But listen, I'm a summer baby, and I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but I am over the heat.
You can't say that.
Yo,
No, you can't say that. Because if you say that, that means that you are welcoming the cold, and we don't want the cold and the rain and the wind.
Something in between. I don't know, autumn, something else, because wow, the heat. But I'm going to miss the watermelon and the mango. Well, coming to on the show today on The Upside, we are going to be looking at eating consciously, especially at this time. We've been talking about the heat and the heat wave that I just cannot deal with, even though I am a summer person, through and through. Born in the summer, bred in the summer, buttered in the summer.
Miss Watermelon, yes.
Yes, Miss Watermelon. That's me. That's me, right? Hello. Chef Neo is going to be joining us. We're going to be speaking about eating consciously and being cognizant of the weather conditions with whatever it is that we're going to be putting on our plate. It's one conversation.
Okay. Well, it's one of the conversations that we'll be having this afternoon. And then remember the award-winning South African actor, musician, KB. KB has a performance lined up on the 10th of April, and she's going to tell us all about it. I'm very excited. I think it's my first time chatting with her. I've never interviewed her before. It's going to be very exciting. And then we'll be getting into our book corner, our writer's block, to talk about a story, a novel that educates couples on how to parent as a team, raising a child with special needs. Wow, very important conversation. That's all coming up on The Upside this afternoon. And I apologize if you're watching us on our social media platforms. You're like, why are you color blocking us today? So what happened? First of all, I need a stylist. Because what I'm wearing right now is not make sure. It's not make sure.
What's wrong with it?
It's a vest, right? But I can't appear on camera with a vest.
No, we would love to see your muscles and how hard you've been working.
No, they don't. No, that's not. I can't. Tempting people. So I had to cover up. But the closest I could find, because I don't have electricity at the moment at my place for the next couple of days, I had to find a shirt that doesn't require ironing and weird things like that. So I apologize for color blocking you on the screen. You're probably like, wait, what are you wearing?
No, don't worry. You look very handsome.
If you know a stylist, please get in touch. It's 10 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time.
Ukatili wa kijinsia unaharibu maisha na kutenga jamii. Hutokea nyumbani, shuleni, kazini na mara nyingi kwa ukimya. Lakini hauwezi kuendelea. Ukiona, ongea. Ikiwa unaumia, funguka, kwa sababu kutofanya lolote sio chaguo. Sikiliza vituo vyote 19 vya redio kuanzia Jumatano ya tarehe 23 Julai kwenye mijadala, ushauri, tamthilia, maonyesho ya elimu na mahojiano na wataalamu, manusura, watunga sheria na nchi nzima iliyoathirika na ukatili wa kijinsia kwenye vituo vyako pendwa vya redio. Piga simu 0800 428 428 ili kuripoti unyanyasaji au kupata msaada. GBV ikomeshwe na wewe. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na shirika la SABC.
Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa.
Girl, you are the queen. You're the only one I've been waiting for. You're the only one I've been running to. You'll be my shade in a rainy day, baby.
Baby, you amuse me. My angel, my Jabber, you amaze me. Baby, tell me, am I your type? And do you like my vibe?
Baby, you are just my type. Giving you all my time. Wanna be with you for life, for life. Oh,
Baby, be my Valentine. Baby, would you wine and dance for me? For me, for me. Be my Valentine. Baby, just wine and dance for me. For me, for me. So shut up and hold me, baby. Let the kissing do the magic. Weka mate, niteleze baby. Kisha niweke mpangoni. Ay, 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 ay.
With me like juice, you dey give me fire when I am cool, baby.
Baby, be my Valentine. Baby, would you wine and dance for me? For me, for me. Be my Valentine. Baby, just wine and dance for me. For me, for me. So shut up and hold me, baby. Let the kissing do the magic. Weka mate, niteleze baby. Kisha niweke mpangoni. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay,
Tebogo and Mmatsheko from the upside.
London.
Hello, with everybody for you. Body just shake bello. Motives of one tell bello. Deliver like I get bello. Them say I dey go sell out. Them say I dey go sell out. Espiritu Fortuna, I go make you Joe Dada. Say you get the power. Sweetie Passy, Amala Ketu. Shinji Kagawa, Jesu Christi Lobawa. Got them falling yakata. You know I see sabi girl they do. Sabi, oh, sabi, oh, sabi. Only reason why them they call me Oloni. While you be fin, I'm still leading, kill anything. I know fitness, you know go fit in my shoes. High fashion, Jimmy choose. Wanna sip some gin and juice tomorrow? It's me okay, Fortuna. I go make you Joe Dada. Say you get the power. Sweetie Passy, Amala Ketu. Shinji Kagawa, Jesu Christi Lobawa. But them falling yakata. You know I see sabi girl they do. Hey, sabi, oh, sabi, oh, sabi,
18 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Mudisa, which song was that one? The last song we were listening to. What was it called? Stability. By Ira Star. Oh, nice. Stability by Ira Star. Hey, welcome to the Tuesday edition of The Upside. Thank you so much for choosing us this afternoon. We are still streaming live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. So you can see our lovely studio, our amazing guests, and what we are looking forward to now is we're going to take a quick breather. When we get back, it will be time for... What? I almost said it in Afrikaans. I had to stop myself.
Please do not.
I almost said it in Afrikaans.
Break the idea.
What caught your eye? I'm trying to translate it into Afrikaans. And
No, you're going to break the radio. I promise you.
Apparently,
Don't do that.
apparently Mmatsheko was saying we can't directly translate it because it doesn't sound right. Because when you say what caught your eye in Afrikaans is wat het
Het jou oor gekry.
wat het jou oor
And that sounds
gekry?
wrong. Sounds wrong. Like there's another way to say it.
Wat het jou oor gekry?
Yeah, that sounds
Sounds
so
too
wrong.
direct.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, if you know Afrikaans, maybe you can help us out. How better can we say what caught your eye in Afrikaans? 19 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. What caught your eye is coming up next.
Ritmos e Cultura, com Jacob Tivani.
E os ouvintes do Ritmos e Cultura, hoje em linha com uma das grandezas da música moçambicana, porque não? Ele que é um dos kings da marrabenta, uma bermuda in the building.
É um prazer enorme estar a fazer parte deste programa. Deixe-me só saudar. Boa tarde a todos os ouvintes que me ouvem neste preciso momento. Meu nome é Uma Bermuda, de Alau Fanelo Estarapo, Gás de Água da Canhela é Mabiscato. Eu vou saudar de uma maneira diferente. Ah, titavuia, mwanango, tiduma tifika guiane. Ah, titavuia, mwanango, tiduma tifika guiane. Ani motive lo ababa yena otiva mina haikonama. Ani motive lo anona yena otiva wahimbo watwa. Cá estou eu, irmão, para conversarmos, para falarmos um pouco de tudo. Estou aqui, estou aberto. Eu estou muito feliz porque é a primeira vez que eu falo nesta rádio, falo para os ouvintes, então estou muito feliz.
Ritmos e Cultura, com Jacob Tivani. Todos os domingos, das 20 às 21 horas.
We take no sides, none whatsoever. We are the Upside.
It's time for What Caught Your Eye. The part of the day where we share what caught our eye and indeed the continent's eye on social media. What's trending? Here's what caught my eye. Not so long ago, quite some time ago, we had to contend with the fact that we were changing names of certain towns and areas and places. Nelspruit was one of them many years ago. Right? Nelspruit turned into Mbombela. Right?
When you go Bombela.
Oh, right. And then we had, other towns, other places also got changed, including in the Eastern Cape, where we had Port Elizabeth, right? Changing to Qabaga, right? Qabaga. And people, till this day...
Why do you sound like Nelson Mandela?
No.
Qabaga. Qabaga kaloku igama lomlambo. Say it properly.
So we had to come to terms with that and learn how to say everyone, right? We're still getting to terms with that one.
Khini became Makanda.
Exactly. Now they have changed another one. East London is no longer going to be called East London. People are tired of saying, I'm from East London. Oh, which part? People think you're from the UK. Which part of East London? No, East London, there. Emont, there. That's where I'm from. They have changed it now. It's no longer East London. It's going to be called Gugompo City. Gugompo City is now East London. And I don't know how you feel about it as people who live in East London.
I do not feel about it.
Yeah, people who live in Emont. We know it as Emont. What do you think about this new change? Kukompo. Where you from? Mmatsheko, where you from? Where you from? I'm from Kugompo City. How does that sound? Does that roll off the tongue easily? But then again, we said the same thing about Gqeberha, and we adjusted. But there it is. Kugompo City will be now named after East London. And then Graf Reniet. You remember Graf Reniet is going to be renamed into Robert Sobukwe Town. Interesting name changes. I mean, we're going through a lot as a country. Money can be spent
really
in other ways, but yeah, we are changing names. Kugompo City. What do you think? At Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. That's what caught my eye.
Oh, goodness, that sounds like, I don't know, some small township in Kuala Lumpur or something. Somewhere in Sri Lanka. I don't know. That doesn't sound South African. We need, and also, like, I feel like these name changes have to come with some kind of a history lesson. You know, Gqeberha, for example, people don't know that that's the name of a river.
Yeah.
You know, because there was no
communication.
There was no history around and the significance of these name changes, and also how much it's costing the taxpayer to change these. Like, we need all that information. We can't just wake up to changes, because if one thing about the human condition is change is tough for us. You know, whether it's good or bad change is tough, because you have to grieve one thing and celebrate the new thing all at once.
Yep,
okay, that's just too much to deal with.
Yeah.
So if you just come at us with this is how it's going to be, deal with it. Listen, that's not going to fly going forward, in my opinion. You've got to tell us what Gokompo means. Okay, I mean, what is that?
Is it not like a rock or something? I'm not mistaken. Like
I have no idea what it is.
Some people were saying, I'd rather accept Gompo, but why Gompo?
Yintoni Gogompo? Like that doesn't even sound like it falls under any of our indigenous languages, to be honest. But it's not even just about sharing the information. It's also about instilling respect.
Absolutely.
In why we name things. You know, there is a respect to this. So as part of the process of changing, please explain to us, Galogo, what Gogombo is, so that we can put respect on the name. Somebody gave the place the name.
Absolutely.
You might as well just know what it's about, so that we can
Absolutely.
move forward. But yeah, I don't have a what caught your eye. What caught my eye is what you were talking about.
Gogompo.
Yowza.
Anyway, I think we just struggle in general when it comes to change management. I think it's a I wouldn't say it's a universal thing, but when it comes to change management, we struggle with that, because when you introduce a new concept, you need to educate people about it, the significance thereof, so that people can buy into this idea and have, like you said, respect for this new change. But I realize that in Africa, South Africa, when it comes to change management, we sort of say, guys, here's what's happening, get with the times, or just move out or move on, or just get over it. There's no change management. There's no planning. There's no process that is followed to ensure that the citizens, get on board, but they also understand the significance of what you are doing. Right now, all we're seeing are rands. Like, money is being thrown at this thing, but for what reason, we don't know. Why this particular name, we don't know. Change management.
And who benefits from these name changes? So I'd like to be perfectly honest. I'm very proud of that question. Who actually benefits from name change? The tiers of the issues that we've got to deal with in our country. Unemployment. Is it creating employment, this name change? Is it filling out potholes? Is it getting children in school? Is it getting children who are citizens of this country in schools? Who benefits from name change? We need to know. We need answers.
Absolutely. It's 27 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. We'll take a quick breather. When we get back, we'll have our latest in sports, because not too long from now, the ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup will be taking place. And no doubt, if you're African, you'll be rooting for the African teams, of course. By teams, I mean South Africa. I don't know if there's another team in the ICC T20, but we'll find out from Umusibudi when it comes to what's happening in the world of sports.
I know fit forget you. Hey Bezina, uzo, uzo, uzo. If I speak English, you oh, cho, no walking. I know what punish you, oh, I want to punish you. If you see my baby, you go shut up, oh. I'ma get too fine, I'll be makeup, oh. Yeah, baby, lie down, no. Finish work for me, oh. Oh, tomato, put that thing back, oh.
With You by Davido featuring Oma Lay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tuesday edition of The Upside. Before we get further into our conversations and our festivities, let's get the latest sports.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
And it's a very good afternoon from the sports desk. I am Musibudi Makura with your latest sports news at the Sawa. So the 2026 COSAFA Women's Championship will take centre stage in South Africa from the 18th of February to the 1st of March. So with the Total Energies CAF Women's Africa Cup of Nations tournament fast approaching, the tournament could hardly come at a better time, offering the region's leading sides the perfect opportunity to prepare adequately for the continental showpiece. So for South Africa, Zambia and Malawi, it's the vital opportunity to sharpen their edge and also build momentum ahead of a demanding continental campaign. The WAFCON tournament will be staged in Morocco from the 17th of March to the 3rd of April, with a far more than continental pride on the line. So the tournament also serves as a qualifier for the 2027 FIFA World Cup in Brazil, raising, of course, the stakes significantly for teams with global ambitions. For the three COSAFA representatives, this regional championship is not just preparation, it also marks the beginning of a challenging journey towards the global finals. Meanwhile, the Confederation of African Football, in partnership with the University of Cape Town, successfully concluded the second edition of the CAF Football Management Executive Program, marked by an official graduation ceremony held in Cape Town in South Africa this past weekend. So CAF's groundbreaking executive program has now been delivered for the second consecutive year and continues to form a central pillar of CAF's long-term strategy to collaborate with leading institutions of higher learning and empowering member associations through enhanced governance as well as effective administration. So a total of 30 participants from across the CAF 6 zonal unions graduated from the 6-month program that also provided them with intensive learning experiences that are designed to enhance the skill set required to navigate the increasingly complex demands of modern football governance. On to tennis news now. British number one Emma Raducanu enjoyed her first victory since an early exit from the Australian Open and subsequent split from coach Francis Riog. The 23-year-old dominated Belgium Greet Menin with a 6-love, 6-4 success at the Winners' Open in Romania. Raducanu, the tournament's top seed, sent down 3 aces and forced 4 breaks of serve across the 70 minutes of play. She will next face Slovenia's Kaja Jovan on Wednesday in the second round of the WTA 250 event. The 2021 US Open champion was knocked out of the Australian Open in the second round just last month after a disappointing 7-6, 6-2 defeat by Anastasia Potapova. She will next face Switzerland's top seed Belinda Bencic on Wednesday for a place in the next round of this tournament. Well, 2-time defending champions South Africa will return to Adelaide, Australia for only the second time ever when they kick off their 2027 Rugby World Cup campaign against Italy on the 3rd of October. The Boks then head to Brisbane as well as Perth to face off with Georgia as well as Romania in their 2 remaining pool matches. Should the Springboks finish first or second in Pool B, their first playoff match will be in Perth, while the quarterfinal will be played out in Sydney, which is also the host venue for the semi-finals and the final. World Rugby announced the Rugby World Cup 2027 schedule in Sydney today. 8 different venues from across Australia will be used with an emphasis on ticket affordability. Now, World Rugby Chair Brett Robinson says the idea is now to roll out a much more streamlined tournament in the hope of capturing the attention of the world.
6 weeks, 7 weekends, 7 host cities, 52 matches, 19 match days. Rugby World Cup 2027 will be a nationwide celebration of our great global game, played across this country and shared to the world.
All right, so that concludes your sports news this hour. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, remember to send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Give us a call as well on +27 11714 4459. I'm back with more sports news in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunity, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
35 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest in business news.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Good afternoon. Tanzanian Finance Minister Khamis Musa Omar says the country expects to raise its overall spending by 10% to $24.29 billion next fiscal year. The East African country faces financial pressure to fund development projects due to the withdrawal of budget support from partners including the US and the European Union. In November, President Samia Suluhu Hassan said Tanzania may struggle to secure funding from international institutions due to its tarnished global reputation. Omar says the economy is forecast to grow 6.3% in 2026, up from 5.9% last year, and growth is expected to reach an average of 6.9% over the medium term. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says the country's economy is forecast to expand 10.2% in 2025-26, which is higher than the Finance Ministry's projection of 8.9% given in June. The East African nation, which is restructuring its external debt, is implementing far-reaching economic reforms backed by an International Monetary Fund loan program. Abiy says this is based on a review of the growth performance over the past 6 months for the current financial year. In other news, South Africa's Impala Platinum says it expects its half-year profit to increase by as much as 392%, mainly driven by higher metal prices. In a trading update, the Johannesburg-based miner says it expects headline earnings of $571.19 million for the 6 months to December 2025. Prices of major PGMs, platinum and palladium, have rebounded since the second half of 2025 on the back of a supply deficit and rising demand, mainly from the automotive sector, which uses the metals to make catalysts to curb emissions. South African Deputy Cooperative Governance Minister Dixon Masemula says innovative building technologies are not yet fully accepted by communities. He says this was seen during the pilot phase of the program across the country. Masemula was speaking at the two-day Innovative Building Technology Summit in Johannesburg today. The meeting has brought together government, the building and construction industry, academia, investors and civil society organizations to advance innovative solutions for the delivery of sustainable human settlements.
We have also seen that in other instances where we have done few pilots right across the country, there has been some degree of reluctance on the part of our communities to accept, but we wish to assure that the government entities, the National Home Builders Regulatory Council, but also the Agrima South Africa, which is an entity of the Department of Public Works, our sister department, are there testing these materials, making sure that the materials are actually safe and that they are robust enough.
The Mumbai stock market has risen sharply after President Donald Trump announced that Washington would lower tariffs on Indian goods to 18%. Speaking on Monday, Trump said India has agreed to stop buying Russian oil as part of a long-awaited trade deal. The BBC's Ashana Shukla says this hasn't been made clear by India.
The only thing that Prime Minister Modi tweeted was thanking President Trump for reducing tariffs from 50% to 18% and also showering praises about their friendship and the fact that the two largest democracies would come to work. But no word, neither from the Trade Minister or even the Home Minister here in India. It seems unlikely that India will completely cut down on Russian oil, for two main reasons. One, it's cheap for India's import bills, and secondly, Russia is one of its oldest allies.
$1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 Naira 394, Botswana 12.03, Kenya 128 shillings 65, Zambia 19 kwacha 67. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil at 5 real 26, Russia 76 rubles 22, India 91 rupee 23, China 61.95, South Africa 16.12. $1 is 73 pence to the British pound and 85 to the euro. Commodities, gold is trading at $4,911, platinum at $2,233 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil at $65.61 a barrel. That's all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email, newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Muranziwa wa mina. Muranziwa means my love in Xitsonga. So if you're listening to this, just know that you are my love. Yes. You and I are an item. We are dating. We are together. So I love you, baby. Why are you blushing? Why are you blushing? Like, haven't you heard somebody confessing their love to you? I mean, you gotta get used to it now, because I'm gonna tell you this every day, that I love you. I can tell you, there are so many people who are never told they are loved. I come to the studio every Monday, 12 to 3, because I've got an appointment with you. I take you serious. Forget about the other person, right? Moranziwa.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
42 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African Time. Hey, welcome back to the Tuesday edition of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. Listen, it's summer. Mmatsheko was complaining earlier that it's now getting too hot, man. It's too hot to even think. It's too hot to move. It's too hot to do anything. But what about food? Are there specific foods that we need to gravitate towards during the summer period that help us to defend, heat exhaustion and dehydration? Are there certain foods that we need to stay away from because they will make you feel even more exhausted in this heat? Are there cooking techniques that we need to stay away from in this hot period, in the summer period? One such is I enjoy a braai. Ne? I enjoy a braai. I love a braai.
Okay, we get it. Yes.
But when it's hot and you have to stand by that fire, it is the most horrible thing ever. So perhaps braaiing is not the ideal thing in summer. But let's talk to a proper chef who will advise us on how best to approach the kitchen and the foods that we eat during the summer period.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we also want to defend our bodies against this heat with whatever we're eating. So, yeah, as Tebogo mentioned, we do have Chef Neo who's going to be joining us. And when you really look at Chef Neo's journey, it's got nothing to do with dieting or detoxing, okay? He is the man who has curated some really interesting experiences with culinary experiences, curating spaces where people can share their passion for food.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell us about his journey a little bit before we talk about summer menus that can help us curb this heat. Chef Neo, welcome to Channel Africa. Pleasure to talk to you.
Hi there, pleasure to talk to you too.
Thank you.
Tebogo kills me there when he says that he loves to braai, but in this heat, he mustn't become a chef because in the kitchen, whether it is summer or winter, it's hot.
I have no idea how you guys cope with this, Chef Neo. I honestly don't know. Maybe you were born in Namibia or in the Sahara somewhere and you are used to this heat. As a chef, I think that comes as a prerequisite. You must have been born in the Sahara.
Yeah, 100%. You're born in the fire because you have to just bear with it and keep it pushing.
Yeah, I mean, just as a means to get to know you a little bit better and your culinary journey. Talk to us about how you became a chef.
All right. Well, how I became a chef is actually I began by pursuing a degree in economics at my parents' behest, believe it or not. It was at the University of Cape Town where I was studying economics and finance, where I really fell in love with food, the wine farms. And in second year, I went back and reported to them that, listen, this ain't working. It was at that point where I left the University of Cape Town and enrolled at the Police Culinary Institute. That's where I completed my culinary diploma. Right. Following that, I actually traveled to the States for a year, where I worked in country clubs in Massachusetts and Florida. Upon my return, I opened my company, created by Chef Neo. And that is a private chef service. So we curate private events, be it fine dining, be it buffets, harvest tables, you name it. Curate lovely food and wine experiences.
And Chef Neo, who were the African chefs that you looked up to when you were starting out? And were you able to end up working with them or for them during your career?
I certainly was. And there's one chef in particular who has really, whose work I gravitate towards and whose work shaped me a lot. And I had the privilege of working for him. And that would be Chef Wandile Mabaso, who is the executive chef and owner of Le Creatives in Hobart Grove in Sandton. What's lovely about him is that his take on fine dining is French, but with African influences, African flavors. His menus feature things like maotwana. Can you believe it? In a four-course fine dining, environment. It features things like chakalaka purees, things like beef tongue, etc. But of course, all elevated. All elevated, all beautifully and masterfully curated. But it really takes away this notion that, fine dining is for batho ba bagoe, it's like it really, it's a matter of who's cooking. It's a matter of who's cooking and what informs their cooking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ingredients are a big thing, whether it's fine dining or something just a bit more casual in terms of setup. So let's talk ingredients, because we're in the middle of summer, the heat is intensifying, our stomachs are on fire, okay? This is not the time to have a warm, big, hearty curry. It says it's not the season for that, or a big fat braai, right? People want to lean more towards, I don't know, cooling foods, but that are still satisfying, that still are delicious, that still bring us together at the table, but that are a little bit lighter. So let's talk ingredients. What ingredients do you suggest we throw together that are not too difficult to find, that are not too chefy, but are still delicious and and forgiving, at this time of the year?
So at this time of the year, my sort of hack, from moving from the seasons, from winter to summer, is in your menu, in your diet, right? In your weekly diet, you keep the proteins the same. So obviously omit the curries, but whatever proteins you were having before, whatever proteins are accessible to you, be it fish, be it pork, whatever it is, keep that the same. What we're going to change is the starch, because you're not really trying to have heavy starches. This is not the time for rice, for 2 cups of rice on the plate, liti tapole and things. What you do is you do a enriched salad. So I'll have to do salads that feature very high protein grains, like, for example, bulgur wheat. So your normal green salad, man, whatever salad you like to do, but then add a little bit of quinoa to it, add a little bit of bulgur wheat to it. Then you're getting that starchy fillingness without being too full and too bloated from, having, I don't know, whatever protein with pap, for example. That is a cheap and easy sort of substitute. Because you're not now having to change your entire diet and how you're just swapping out the starchy elements for lighter starchy elements.
All right. We're currently in conversation with Chef Neo, and if you have been struggling with this heat lately and you're like, I can't even stand being in the kitchen, I don't know what to put together so that I don't feel as if the food itself is also attacking me. I'm already attacked by the heat. Now the food is also attacking me. Well, Chef Neo is giving us some ideas on how we can better prepare our way in the kitchen so that we can enjoy the summer period without hurting our bodies in a way. It's 50 minutes after 1 p.m. Central African time. Let's take a quick breather. When we get back, we continue our conversation with Chef Neo.
Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa's just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. We take no sides, none whatsoever. We are the upside.
9 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African time, still in conversation with Chef Neo, helping us to navigate our way in the kitchen and on our plates during this summer period where it's very, very, very hot. Chef Neo, let's talk about cooking methods. I mentioned earlier, now in a joking way, that I enjoy braaiing, but it doesn't seem like braaiing and super hot heat and temperatures is a good match. What are perhaps better cooking methods that we need to adopt during this summer period so we don't feel exhausted after cooking?
Yes. So what you want to avoid is long cooking methods. So this is not the time for things that need boiling. Or things that need braising, something that you're braising, you're standing over the pot for hours. That's not what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do now is things that are quick and light. So you want to grill. You want to saute. You want to do things that you can put together quickly. And with braaiing, the beauty of it though is it's outside. And I mean, if you've got a nice cold one, that should cool you. That should cool you. Because the beauty about braaiing and open fire cooking is that it's quick cooking.
Yeah.
Because what you're not trying to do is labor. You're not trying to labor in the heat, and you're not trying to labor over your meal. You're trying to do something that's quick and fast. So grilling something over an open fire is an option, provided you have a cool one. Another option is sautéing. Sautéing would be your best bet. Quick stir fries, things of that nature. Stay away from the boiling, stay away from the braising.
Right. Okay. That's some great advice. When you said saute, we had fat smiles on our faces. I don't know why. Okay, so let's talk about, really just considering the African diet, okay? Talking to the ordinary person who likes the pap and chakalaka and wors, or, obviously a Kiswahili curry is not going to do at this time. So how can we customize our traditional foods that we love, especially in the winter season, customize them a little bit to accommodate the summertime, as it were?
You know what's so lovely about African food and African cuisine is that it is very much rich in functionality. It came out of necessity, it came out of having to achieve a certain function. One of the great methods to use during times of high heat is things like preservation, things like fermentation, which are, staple techniques in African cuisine already. It's so funny how our cuisines already have built-in, how can I say, built-in mechanisms, if you will, for the different seasons. We just don't know it, or we just don't perceive it or think of it in that way. We just think of it, oh, this is a dried whatever. But there was a reason it was dried, was because it was getting hot, and now it was going off, and it was leading to wastage. So, innovation had to take center stage. This is a long way of saying we would just need to look into our diets for cooking methods and techniques that reflect that already. It's not even about necessarily adding anything new. It's about just highlighting those inherent techniques and then seeing what needs to be bulked up here and there.
Appetite seems to disappear when it's hot, Chef Neo. Why is that the case, and how can we ensure that we still provide our bodies with the nutrients that it needs?
Well, when it's hot, you obviously, if you maybe had like a heavy meal, like let's say you start off with a very heavy breakfast, you end up being bloated, and then that can lead to your meal times now to be too far staggered. So what's really important is to, with each meal, attack it with that mindset of you're going to do something light, you're going to do something fresh, so that you don't end up now losing your appetite and then your nutrient intake decreases. So I think thinking light, thinking fresh for all 3 meal times is your best way to ensure that you actually do go through the paces. Starting off with yogurts, fruits, smoothies, that kind of thing, as opposed to a full-on English breakfast. Because that full-on English breakfast, due to the heat, might lead you to feel a bit bloated longer.
Yeah.
And then now you're trying to have lunch at 5 o'clock. And then when's dinner going to happen? So had you maybe started, lighter and fresher, so that your lunch can also be light and fresh, and then dinner light and fresh as well.
Okay. This has been just so thoughtful, really. Thank you for the advice. You've had a lot of international experience, including moving through the United States. And, that's a kaleidoscope on its own as well, because there's so many different dishes to play around
100%.
with. Yeah. So,
And what I liked about the US, hey, right now it's a hot potato. But when I was there,
is. Oh,
it was before the Orange Man. What I liked about
the
America,
Trump steak.
the Trump state, is that much like South Africa, they have many cuisines in one. Many cuisines in one country. When we talk of South African cuisine, it's such a almost a misnomer of a word, because there are many cuisines that are had in South Africa. So when you say South African, what do you mean? Same thing with America. The American cuisine, that is a very broad statement to make, because you will find Tex-Mex, you will find, Southern, you will find Louisiana, so it's a hodgepodge mix of all different cuisines. And traveling the country exposed me to those different cuisines. So that was quite lovely. Much like how here also in our country, there are different cuisines in different regions, as of course each culture does food differently.
I wonder then, for you, because You've traveled pretty much everywhere, and you've been to the US. That was fantastic. The year 2026, what lies ahead for Chef Neo?
You know, in the year of 2026, I think for me, what lies ahead is just continuing to curate experiences with people here and abroad. In 2025, I actually went to Zambia on a client's request to assist him in upgrading the plating of his Zambian lodge just outside Lusaka. So what I love about food is that it is through meeting people that I actually travel to meet other people. And then share my love of food with them. And then once after meeting those people, travel again to meet other people, and so on and so forth. So in the year of 2026, I think it's just that continued networking, that continued engagement with people through food, and it taking me all over the world, really.
Wow. Chef Noah,
And
it
the
was
country.
wonderful. It was wonderful to meet you. Thank you so much, and for your culinary expertise. I mean, where would we be in terms of, you know, being able to throw together some wonderful ingredients if it wasn't for chefs? Honestly, we'd know nothing. So thank you for your work. And any specific restaurants where you are where we can come and taste your food before you go?
So, because unfortunately I'm a private chef, you would have to call me to you. So to your
Okay.
private venue, private event, or corporate event. And to get a hold of me, you can visit my site, platedbychefnel.co.za. And then we can curate some lovely food and wine experiences for you. Yeah,
Well, that's
that would be your best bet.
well, that's
To
even
having a meal
better. Yes.
plated by Chef Neo.
Okay, Plated by Chef Neo. Check it out on the internet, okay? The Plated by Chef Neo. So here we are. We are talking great culinary food. Thank you, Chef Neo. Thank you. All the best, eh?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's even better, actually, that chefs can now curate what you want to eat in the comfort of your own space or own event or whatever the case is. You don't have to physically now go to a restaurant and subject yourself to a menu that you don't want. And a lot of the fine dining spaces don't like it when you look at the menu and you're like, oh, duck with potatoes, but I don't want the potatoes roasted, I want them mashed, or I don't like parsley, I'm allergic, put dill. You know, they don't like that. You leave it as it is. So the fact that we've now got the luxury of private chefs that can actually customize and put ingredients that you like, I think is even better. We need to start taking advantage of such. Eh?
No, I love it. I love it. And also the rise in private chefs in South Africa and Africa. You know, it's no longer just going to work in a restaurant and that's your whole career. You can be a private chef like Chef Neo and make a success out of it. It's 2 p.m. Central African time. Hey, welcome to the Golden Hour, the second hour of The Upside, the Tuesday edition of The Upside. But first, before we get into the second hour festivities, let's get the latest news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Looking at your top stories, Guinea President Mamadi Doumbouya restructures cabinet, and Tunisian appeals court upholds and increases lengthy prison sentences on high-profile politicians. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. Guinea's President Mamadi Doumbouya, who came to power in a coup and was sworn in for a 7-year term last month, has retained his mines minister but appointed new ministers of finance, justice and security as part of his government. The former Special Forces commander, thought to be in his early 40s, has been leading the West African nation since seizing power in 2021. Read the decree on state television. Ibrahim Asori Tunkara, who acted as a judge during a trial in 2009 stadium massacre that killed more than 150 people, was appointed the justice minister. Doumbouya won the presidential election that completed the return to civilian rule. Ghana has suspended citizenship applications for members of the African diaspora to review and to improve the process, aiming to make it more accessible and user-friendly. Since 2016, Ghana has allowed people who can prove African ancestry to apply for citizenship, a policy mainly designed for descendants of those affected by the transatlantic slave trade. Eric Mawena Egbeta explains.
Initially, we thought the Foreign Affairs Ministry takes charge of everything, but we've just gotten a bit more understanding that this is directly under the Interior Ministry, and then a special office created at the presidency being the Diaspora Office. Now, both agencies have had a conversation where they believe the process is quite expensive, and also the length in terms of the process and having us arrive at granting the citizenship as well is a bit cumbersome.
The ad hoc committee looking into national security concerns in South Africa says it has not taken a decision to formally write to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Committee chairperson Soviet Lekhuleni says Parliament's legal team has now been tasked with drafting a correspondence and consolidating questions from committee members. The committee is probing allegations of criminal infiltration, corruption and political interference in the criminal justice system of the country. The allegations were made by the KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, during a media briefing in July last year. Lekhuleni explains.
Yesterday, we have also taken a decision that we should write to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, and we mandated the legal team to go and develop a draft. And when we concluded the meeting, we advised members of the committee to forward the questions that they have to the legal team, so that the legal team, when it consolidates the draft, it must take all those inputs, or it must incorporate all those inputs that committee members would have forwarded.
South Africa's Democratic Alliance Party leader John Steenhuisen has announced that he will not be standing for re-election as party leader. He will address the media tomorrow, where he started his political career some 30 years ago. Despite this development, the party's federal chairperson Helen Zille has denied any tension within the party ranks.
No, we're not going to our Congress fractured, I can guarantee you that. We've certainly turned that corner and we recover very quickly in the Democratic Alliance. In the Democratic Alliance, we don't do what the ANC's had to do in Johannesburg, which is the Secretary General has reported one faction of the Johannesburg region ANC to the police. And he's basically telling the whole of South Africa and Johannesburg that they committed fraud and that I've got to take them to the police to get the police investigating.
Lastly, a Tunisian appeals court has upheld and increased lengthy prison sentences on high-profile politicians, including opposition leader Rashid Ghannouchi and the former security officials, as part of a crackdown on dissent. Amongst those sentenced on charges of conspiring against the state in the mess trial were Nadia Kacha, the former chief of staff to President Kais Saied. Ghannouchi, who was Speaker of the elected parliament dissolved by Saied in 2021, has been in prison since 2023. With this new sentence, the total sentences against him on several charges now rises to 50 years. A total of 21 were charged in the conspiracy case, with 10 already in custody, while 11 fled the country. Now recapping on your top stories, Guinea's President Mamadi Doumbouya, who came to power in a coup and was sworn in for a 7-year term last month, has retained his prime minister but appointed new ministers of finance, justice and security as part of his government. Channel Africa News, I'm Oneli Tsinsi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
7 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Hey, it's the second hour, the golden hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the show with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. Still streaming live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. I tell you what, I'm very excited about this hour's conversation, because as we enter the writer's block, we are going to be talking about a story, a novel rather, that educates couples on how to parent as a team raising a child with special needs. I can imagine that that's quite a challenge for a lot of parents, because what point of reference do you have to then raise your child who has special needs compared to the other children?
Yeah, I think raising children, I think a good place to start, raising children as two different people, with this human being that you've got to nurture, is difficult on its own already, because this is now two individuals that have kind of got to match, their parenting guide, if you will, going forward. So that already is difficult. Adding a layer of a child with special needs is another layer that is being explored in this particular novel. It's going to be interesting to find out how the story is kind of told in a novel, and that kind of opens us up to why we should be reading fiction to begin with.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people don't read fiction. We've lost the art of reading fiction, and we're so focused on the single story and only dealing with factual stuff. But reading a novel really opens up your universe, and you could learn some really interesting things. So I, for one, am very interested to find out about how Mzokolo Dana came through in this book. It's going to be wonderful.
I saw something disappointing today. Let me share it very quickly before we get into our break. So I went to a public park, right, a public park, and I went there and I realized that it's a public park, as in general public can access it. It's free. You don't have to pay.
Yeah.
I realized that, guys, the issue of homelessness is a real one. It's a very real one, because at the corner of this park, there was a little area where you could tell that there are people who are squatting there. And they just they pack up and they leave during the day, and they come back and just chill there. What are we going to do about homelessness? Are there any plans? Is the government doing something about it? Can we do something about it? Anyway, it touched me, and I think we need to do something about it. And we'll touch on that hopefully a bit later on the show. It's 10 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Don't go anywhere.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu maswala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini mjini Johannesburg.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
Still in the second hour of the show, 11 minutes into 2. So we are about to welcome in a new era for SABC2. So if you're listening outside South Africa, you can catch SABC2 alongside other television stations and radio stations, including Channel Africa, on our SABC Plus app. But we're very excited that in 6 days, a new era will be upon us on our television screens, which means that SABC2 is introducing some brand new shows. One particular show that is really interesting to me is the one hosted by Penile Biane and Fran Rico, and they're coming through with a brand new talk show. It's just but one of the many shows that you can expect on the new lineup in the next 6 days. Okay, so the countdown has officially begun. This particular show, talk show, brings through very strong, credible voices. Okay, and South Africa needs a solid talk show. That's one to catch. And like, let's connect. That's the name of the show. There are other wonderful shows that you can check out. So listen, count down with us, because we are looking forward in the next 6 days, SABC2 coming through with a whole new era and new programming.
Tune in and turn up the volume. This is Channel Africa.
So you want to take charge, okay? Girl, I know mind. Go do your thing, girl, I'll be quiet, yeah. I know lie. Baby, when I say it's your time, you say make her hold tight. Now she says she want give me that African waist like Tiwa. She want give me that work like Rihanna. Yeah, Jerry Bush, she rotate TD like a tire. Yeah, she dey make man stand ovation. Abaka don't cause inflation for the nation. You say you want me love to the baseline, oh. You tell me say you don't want to waste time, oh. You say them other girls have to stand in line, oh. You tell me say they go watch how we slow wine, oh. Oh, you say you want to take control. Yeah, you say you want to take control. The way she they do me up there, got control. See the way you they roll it, fair got control. See my baby want to take control now. Chale, she know she the baddest. 10 over 10, she know it. I don't know how she they manage. The African thing, she they roll it. Fine face like Genevieve. Anything you want, I go be. I be right here, I don't leave. All my love, girl, me. She give me African waist like Tiwa. She want give me that work like Rihanna. Yeah, Jerry Bush, she rotate TD like a tire. Yeah, she dey make man stand ovation. Abaka don't cause inflation for the nation. You say you want me love to the baseline. You tell me say you don't want to waste time. You say them other girls have to stand in line. You tell me say they go watch how we slow wine. Oh, you say you want to take control. Yeah, you say you want to take control. The way she they do me up there, got control. See the way you they roll it, fair got control. See my baby want to take control now. Hey, shake it. Hey, all my African girls give me wine no. Shake it. Hey, all my London girls give me wine no. Shake it. My Caribbean girls give me wine no. Shake it. All my girls I don't want give me wine no.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko on the upside.
It's one nation. Can I get them back? Can I get them back? Can I get them back? Oh, J Baba, Melvita on the beats. One tell you a story about this girl where I just meet. She looking fly, yeah, she looking at the boys looking like money right from my head down to my feet. She just smile at me, I don't really know what it means. See, I'm in a bit of a limbo, but still I will make a move on this young lady. Can I get your number, girl? Can I get your number, girl? Can I get your number, girl? Me, I wanna call you up. See, I want your number, girl. Can I get your number? 656 54 7853. Rings in, I'm already dialing, baby. Hello, 656 54 7853. Rings in, I'm already dialing, baby. Hello, I'm a Rachi. You just always they make me happy. Be like saying now you are go marry. See all my friends, them and my family, them love you. I swear I'm a Rachi. I swear to God I'm feeling you badly. See what you want, what I do exactly. And you should know if you want, you can always lean on me. Can I get your number, girl? Can I get your number, girl? Can I get your number, girl? Me, I wanna call you up. See, I want your number, girl. Can I get your number, girl? Can I get your number, girl? Me, I wanna call you. 656 54 7853. Rings in, I'm already dialing, baby. Hello, 656 54 7853. Rings in, I'm already dialing, baby. Hello, girl, you are killing it. Body's banging and I am feeling it. The way I'm feeling, there's no concealing it. You young, you find so magnificent. Go on, girl, just keep killing it. Your body like orange and I am feeling it. The way I'm feeling, there's no concealing. That's why I'm revealing it. So, can I get your number, girl? Can I get your number, girl? Can I get your number, girl? Me, I wanna call you up. See, I want your number, girl. Can I get your number, girl? Can I get your number, girl? Me, I wanna call you. 656 54 7853. Rings in, I'm already dialing. Hello, 656 54 7853. Rings in, I'm already dialing, baby. Hello, 656 54 7853. Rings in, I'm already dialing, baby. Hello.
Ayo J coming through with your number. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Tuesday edition of The Upside with Tebogo and Mmatsheko, in your company until 4 p.m. in Central African time. Wonderful music we're moving through as we open space for conversation as well. We're talking about storytelling, but meaningful storytelling.
You said it perfectly, actually. Raising a child in itself is quite challenging. My goodness. Two parents, two individuals coming together to raise this child. But how much more challenging then if the child has special needs? Where do you go for reference? Who do you consult? Who do you bring to your circle to help you? Because as we know, you cannot do it by yourself. So we'll be exploring a novel that was written by Umzwaqolo Dano. He's a legal researcher in Parliament, a father of four, and a storyteller whose writing is rooted in lived experiences and the realities of South African societies. He wrote a book. It is titled Love Child, and it will be addressing parenting and especially children or raising children with special needs. We'll be getting into conversation with him on the other side of the business news, so stay tuned. On the upside, we're still live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa on TikTok.
Africa. It's time to plug into the heartbeat of the continent. Tune in to Channel Africa, your go-to radio station that broadcasts in 5 different languages.
L'Afrique du Sud célèbre la journée nationale du
Kabla hujaitwa kwa jina la Double K,
or more of our forests have been destroyed.
Tamo kutuli bwanji ndi
Partido Africano da Independência da Guiné.
See, Channel Africa represents every corner of this amazing land. From Lagos to Cape Town, Nairobi to Dakar, we've got you covered with the freshest news, music, and cultures. So, turn up the volume, feel the rhythm. And join the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Este é o Caleidoscópio de Canal África, com Remo Samo e João Yabalá.
A situação do ativista angolano Serrote José de Oliveira, preso desde julho, tem gerado grande preocupação internacional. Conhecido como General Nila e presidente do movimento União Nacional para a Total Revolução de Angola, Serrote iniciou uma greve de fome em protesto contra a sua prisão, que considera arbitrária. De acordo com a Amnistia Internacional, o estado de saúde do ativista está a deteriorar-se rapidamente devido à falta de acesso a cuidados médicos adequados. Para discutir o impacto deste caso e o estado da liberdade política em Angola, vamos conversar com Dito Dale, ativista e defensor dos direitos humanos.
Nós estamos diante de uma clara estratégia de aniquilar o jovem, porque quando uma pessoa está doente, deve ser assistido. Ao não proporcionar esses cuidados médicos, o que é que o regime quer? Não quer que esse jovem saia livre e com vida da prisão, quer matá-lo.
De segunda a sexta-feira, das 20 às 21 horas locais, este é o Caleidoscópio de Canal África.
No interruptions, just the music you love on Channel Africa.
Pass me my cup. I just want to have fun. I know I worry too much. I don't gather my funds. Me and my guys, they on soft. If you dey hate, it no be my fault. But I wait for your door. Yo, I'm dripping. Blue water Fiji. Balenciaga Ricky. Girls no one leave me. Share money for my guys like I been biscuits. We eating. Push it peace on low key. Don't play with me, I do this. I no get competition. My enemy na Saba. Now I gotta. Cause I no feel lose guy. Really matter. Men still months, inshallah. Start to the plan. Keep my head up, people do say sometimes it seems very hard. I'm on me, my dream big, my pocket filled with green salad. MIA, me, I can give you my AT&T, man. No time for beefing anybody, no be waiting, bring me, come here. I know like stress. I better pass me my cup. I just want to have fun. I know I worry too much. I don't gather my funds. Me and my guys, they on soft. If you dey hate, it no be my fault. Better wait for your tongue. Yo, I'm dripping. Blue water Fiji. Balenciaga Ricky. Girls no one leave me. Share money for my guys like I been biscuits. We eating. Push it peace on low key. Don't play with me, I do this. Oh yo, the streets ain't got no love. No matter what you do, people them must to talk. Even if say you want to respond, they can say I the one who is in my control. I say now you go. You guys are before you tumble. On me go hard before he goes off. Universe no life for us. Take your time, brother, me no rush. I better pass me my cup. I just want to have fun. I know I worry too much. I don't gather my funds. Me and my guys, they on soft. If you dey hate, it no be my fault. Better wait for your tongue. Yo, I'm dripping. Blue water Fiji. Balenciaga Ricky. Girls no one leave me. Share money for my guys like I been biscuits. We litty. Push it peace on low key. Don't play with me, I do this.
Moving to a world of African music. This is Channel Africa.
I need your loving, so fresh, so clean. Love me in and out, unfailingly, and I'll be down now. Anytime you call me, I'll be down. You know your love turn me up like Nepa. Anything you want and I'ma do whatever. Because I love and I love and I love and I love you only. Because I need and I need and I need and I need you more. Yeah, you know I run and I run and I run and I run. Fly in the sky in the night. Hold me in your arms and your love and your life. I'm on your wave right now. I'm on your wave right now. Yeah. I'm on your vibe now. You got me on your side now. Yeah, I'm on your wave right now. Whoa, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Said love me judge, love me tender. Love me judge, love me tender. Said love me judge, love me tender. Love me judge, love me tender. You my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. You my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. Yeah, you are my sugar, my honey, my tender lover. My sugar, my honey, my tender lover. Why would you just open your mouth and say something? Actually, terrified. Yeah.
28 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Love Me JJ by Thames. And before that, we had Fun by Rema. Oh my goodness me. It's the Tuesday edition of The Upside. And we were having conversations earlier about, what to eat, how to cook when it is so hot, right? Mm-hmm. And I realized that one question that what slipped my mind was oily foods, oily, fatty foods. And you had touched on curries and what. But what is it about them that make us feel so lethargic in the heat? I generally enjoy them any time of the year. Personally, I'm not going to talk for anyone else. Personally, but I do notice a shift in energy. Drops significantly in the summertime after eating a meal like that. Is it why is that the case?
I have no idea. I don't know. We need to get a nutritionist on the line, but maybe they just coat things they're not supposed to coat.
I think it's
they coat your brain. They give you brain fog.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, and they just don't. Your adrenaline doesn't get excited about that food because it's not. I mean, if you eat a fresh carrot, for example, uncooked. You can almost feel your insides go. You just fed them something that gives your insides life, But seed oils and that sort of thing, as soon as they hit the heat, I don't know. Maybe the molecules in there do something to the brain, and you just feel brain fog, and everything inside you just wants to go to sleep, and that's not a good thing.
What about the people who eat pap every single day? Come winter, come summer.
Listen, for breakfast.
How do they cope? 30 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Let's get the latest sports. Musibudi Makura is standing by.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you so much, Tebogo. A very good afternoon from the sports desk. So FIFA President Gianni Infantino said he wants Russia's 4-year ban from international tournaments lifted because it achieved nothing. So Russian clubs as well as national team have been suspended from FIFA and UEFA competitions since the country invaded the Ukraine in February of 2022. Infantino said FIFA should actually never ban any country from playing football because of the acts of their political leaders. Meanwhile, Ukraine Sports Minister Matvey Binya said Infantino's comments were irresponsible. At the same time, UEFA President Alexander Sefrin has maintained the war in Ukraine needs to end for Russia to be reinstated, echoing the statement at the UEFA Congress closing press conference that took place in April of 2025. On the continent now, the DR Congo Giants TP Mazembe have appointed Samani Raho as the new head coach, with the Franco-Algerian returning to the Lumumbashi Giants on a deal running until the end of the current season. The 51-year-old succeeds Lamine Mamadou Ndiaye, bringing an immediate end to the club's latest coaching transition, as the Ravens now look to stabilize performances and also reinforce their ambitions for the remainder of the campaign. He previously served as assistant coach during the 2021-2022 season, working alongside Frank Dumas, a period that strengthened his ties with both the squad as well as the club leadership. On to cricket news now. South Africa's under-19 cricket coach Malibongwe Maketa has now made it clear that youngsters will receive all the support needed to make a smooth transition into the professional ranks. So some of the program's biggest alumni include Aiden Markram as well as Kagiso Rabada, who are now senior and seasoned fixtures, who are rather senior members of the Proteas men's national team. And Maketa says they too had to be guarded from the under-19 as youngsters. He says players like JJ Basson, Mayanda Machola, as well as Jason Rowells may find it easier and quicker to make the jump than others.
Aiden and KG did it 10 years ago, and KG was quicker to transition into the senior team. So we also must be mindful of the fact that as much as Aiden did it and KG did it, they also spent time developing after the program to be where they are, even though KG did it quicker. And looking at the batters that have quickly transitioned, look at the last World Cup group where we had Luandre, we had Kwena, who also quickly transitioned into the senior team.
Maketa's team returned back to South Africa last Friday following an underwhelming World Cup in Zimbabwe and Namibia, and he says he's only going to receive feedback this week from the Cricket South Africa top brass. He'll be sitting down with Director of National Team and High Performance Enoch Nkwe to plan ahead.
This week will be the week where we have honest feedbacks in terms of how the team has done and which individuals need extra support. And all the players that went to the World Cup will be supported for the next 6 months to make sure that mentally and physically they come through the system, come through the experience unscaled, and which will help their development going forward.
And finally, in tennis news, British number one Emma Raducanu enjoyed her first victory since an early exit from the Australian Open and subsequent split from coach Francis Riog. The 23-year-old dominated Belgian Greet Menen with a 6-love, 6-4 success at the Winners' Open in Romania. Raducanu, the tournament's top seed, sent down 3 aces and forced 4 breaks of serve across the 70 minutes of play. She will next face Slovenia's Kaja Jovan on Wednesday in the second round of the WTA 250 event. The 2021 US Open champion was knocked out of the Australian Open in the second round just last month after a disappointing 7-6, 6-2 defeat by Anastasia Potapova. She will next face Switzerland's top seed Belena Bencic on Wednesday for a place in the third round. Now, for any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. It is 14:35 p.m. Central African time. I'm back with the final sports update on the upside in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective. Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Are you fluent in French, Chinyanja, Portuguese, and Kiswahili? Are you passionate about radio? And are you looking to work in South Africa? Do you have papers that qualify you to work in South Africa? In that case, we might have an opportunity for you to work for Channel Africa. Send us your CV and demo at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember, if you don't hear from us within 14 days, it means you have not made it or you have not been selected. Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
36 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get now the latest in business news. Tebogo Lekhuleni is standing by.
business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Good afternoon. There are rising tensions in Malawi between the government and private maize traders. This is because of falling domestic maize prices, which are pushing traders to defy the export ban in search of better returns on regional markets. The ban by the authorities was meant to ensure that Malawians have access to low maize prices, and various analysts and civil society representatives, including consumer rights campaigners like Johnny Kasunda, think grain traders have the right to export their produce for profits.
The private traders are left with no option other than to defy government's ban on export of maize. This is so because government, in the first place, failed to buy maize from them. Instead, they went to import maize from Zambia, which was very bad. Secondly, they called for local traders to sell their maize to NFRA, but they only bought a portion of the maize, and then they stopped, saying they don't have money. Now, where do these people going to sell their maize?
Tanzanian Finance Minister Khamis Musa Omar says the country expects to raise its overall spending by 10% to $24.29 billion next fiscal year. The East African country faces financial pressure to fund development projects due to withdrawal of budget support from partners including the US and the European Union. In November, President Samia Suluhu Hassan said Tanzania may struggle to secure funding from international institutions due to its tarnished global reputation. Omar says the economy is forecast to grow 6.3% in 2026, up 5.9% last year, and growth is expected to reach 6.9% over the medium term. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says the country's economy is forecast to expand 10.2% in 2025-26, which is higher than the Finance Ministry's projection of 8.9% given in June. The East African nation, which is restructuring its external debt, is implementing far-reaching economic reforms backed by an International Monetary Fund loan program. Abiy says this is based on a review of the growth performance over the past 6 months of the current fiscal year. South African Deputy Cooperative Governance Minister Dickson Masemula says innovative building technologies are not yet fully accepted by communities. He says this was seen during the pilot phase of the program across the country. Masemula was speaking at the 2-day Innovative Building Technology Summit in Johannesburg today. The meeting has brought together government, the building and construction industries, academia, investors, and civil society organizations to advance innovative solutions for the delivery of sustainable human settlements.
We have also seen that in other instances where we have done few pilots right across the country, there has been some degree of reluctance on the part of our communities to accept, but we wish to assure that the government entities, the National Home Builders Regulatory Council, but also the Agrima South Africa, which is an entity of the Department of Public Works, our sister department, are there testing these materials, making sure that the materials are actually safe and that they are robust enough.
U.S. President Donald Trump's move to slash tariffs on Indian imports sparked a relief rally across the Asian countries' markets today, lifting sentiment among exporters and policymakers, even as details of the agreement remained scant. Trump announced a trade deal with India yesterday to cut tariffs to 18% from 50% in exchange for New Delhi halting Russian oil purchases and lowering trade barriers. But Trump's social media post was not followed by any details of the deal from the White House or the Indian government. An Indian government official says India has agreed to buy petroleum, defense goods and aircraft from the U.S. while partly opening up its guarded agriculture sector under the agreement. Now let's have a look at financial indicators at this hour. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 naira 394. In Botswana, 12 pula 03. Kenya 128 shillings 65. Zambia 19 kwacha 67. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil, 5 real 26, Russia 76 rubles 22, India 91 rupee 23, China 6 yuan 95, South Africa 16 rand 12 cents. $1 is 73 pence to the British pound and 85 to the euro. Commodities, gold is trading at $4,911, platinum at $2,233 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil at $65.61 a barrel. That's all from me. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email, newsroom@.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Madapiri pazoshitika. Madapiri pazoshitika.
madotolo oposa 1500 amene amagwira ntchito yaulere mu zipatala zaboma mu dziko la Zambia azanyanyala ntchito lachisanu sabata yammawa, ndipo Daniel Shabanda kutambasula nkhaniyi.
Madotolo oposa 1500 amene amagwira ntchito mopanda malipiro apamwezi dziko la Zambia akuyembekezera kuyamba kunyanyala ntchito. Ichi ndi chifukwa chakuti boma lalephera walemba ntchito monga mmene lidawalonjezera. Channel Africa News yalankhulana ndi mkulu wa bungwe la madotolo la Resident Doctors Association of Zambia, Dr. Paul Chiwe, akugomeza kuti madotolo ambiri amene akugwira ntchito mu zipatala zaboma akugwira ntchito yaulere, ndipo ali ndi chiyembekezo chakuti tsiku lina adzalembedwa ntchito ndi boma.
Zochitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri. The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
43 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. Welcome back to... Actually, where have you been? You should have been on this whole time. This is The Upside, the Tuesday edition of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni Mmatsheko Mosito. Still coming to you live from the Auckland Park studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Stream us live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Let's get into the Writer's Corner and explore a novel that I think not just the significance of the topic, but how it's going to help a lot of parents, whether you're a first-time parent or a parent having to now navigate raising a child with special needs, because there's not many out there of such books that we can refer to.
Yeah. A black book with black protagonists. I mean, listen, we're all for it. So we're joined by an author whose work speaks deeply to love, fatherhood, faith, and resilience. Our guest this afternoon, Mzokolo Dano, is joining us in his capacity as a legal researcher in Parliament, but also a father of four and a storyteller whose writing is rooted in lived experiences and the realities of South African society. We're going to talk to him now about this wonderful story that he's written that really tackles matters around love, around joy, family, fatherhood, motherhood, parenthood, you know, and we're going to talk about the story. Mzokolo, thank you very much for joining us on Channel Africa. Pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to you and to the viewers.
I want to get your thoughts on, before we talk about this wonderful story that you've written, just our relationship as African people with fiction. I feel like there was a time, you know, and perhaps even pre-books when we used to gather around Imbaula with our grandmothers and our grandfathers back in the day when there was no television in the 70s and 60s and 50s. Yes. And people would tell stories, and it was a wholesome space for adults to share stories from back in the day, and children do the same, share stories about their day and commune that way. We've lost that tradition, but we seemingly have lost, in my observation, our love for reading fiction, you know, good, wholesome African fiction. But what are you seeing around our relationship as African people with fiction reads?
Relating to this book, I think for me, the issue was there's a compelling story that needs to be told. And I felt that this is a conversation that needed to be had on a much more bigger platform. And from a father's perspective, I thought my role is to educate by providing like perspectives that are based on real lived experiences, as well as, I suppose one can only hope, starting a movement for the fight of differently abled persons.
Mzokolo, let's talk about the book itself then. It's titled Love Child. And you said it refers to real life experiences, and it touches on having to raise a child as parents with special needs. Do any of your children have special needs that you had to navigate that made this book a lot more personal than we would think?
Yes, my second born was diagnosed with mild cerebral palsy. And in writing this book, I had to balance the personal truth with having to tell the story from a father's perspective. And I chose fiction because I felt that I needed to tell this story rather than personalized issues. And there are also other parties involved in the story that also needed to be protected as well. That's why I'm saying, like, from a father's perspective.
Let's talk about your use of the term differently abled. You don't use disabled in the book. Just educate us on the importance of the language, and giving the story personality, but also educating people whilst you do that.
I think we come from societies that kind of box differently abled people as in a different way. They don't see them as people who have like abilities. They kind of see them as people with inabilities. They can't see beyond what they can do as however limited. They can't see beyond what they can do as people. Like in my situation, I have a daughter who has like mild cerebral palsy. That has not limited her from going to school, having to go all the way up to grade 10, and having to choose a course in the hospitality industry. All what I'm trying to say is that just because they are born different, does that mean that they are not able to do things for themselves? They are differently able. They have different abilities. That's exactly the crux of the story.
Give us then the synopsis of this, The Love Child. You said it's fiction. It also speaks of realities. Paint the picture for someone who's going to pick it up for the first time. What are we expecting to see from this book, and what lessons are we likely to take from it?
Well, it's a roller coaster of emotions. You know what happens when a child is to be born into a family. The excitement, having to choose names, hopes and dreams about the future, what he or she is going to be like. Yeah. And then, like, now you get into the situation where the early signs start to show the anxiety, late developments that start to like manifest, and then you have a situation where you have to now go and see a doctor, and the diagnosis is made, and you have to put up. In fact, you have to learn to deal with the situation. It comes as a shock to the system because. As parents, we expect our bundles of joy to be like the perfect, the perfect kids that we need. Now, when you get this crippling diagnosis, if I were to use that word, it's a shock to the system. You have to kind of like learn to understand what's going on. It's for me. I've had to go through all sorts of like emotions, like denial, blame, bargaining with God, but ultimately getting to a stage where I get to accept that this is the situation that it is, and I have to, as a parent, I have to front up I have to do what is right for my child. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Dano, just correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you've written this book from a father's perspective, which is wonderful. We don't get to see that a lot. But the role of the mother in the story, as I understand, the book was released in 2022. Perhaps you can also give us feedback as to if there are any mothers that you've interacted with that have read the book and have found it to be a good story.
Yes, as it happens. I'll be honest with you. I would have expected a much more kind of like robust and wider kind of like engagement. But you can't blame it if people come to you maybe via inboxes, sharing stories about the challenges that they've faced, having to deal with the societal stereotypes around differently abled people. But there's been a lot of outpour of emotion about the challenges, and it's been a healing process for me. It's been a healing journey, I must say, because like one, you begin to realize that you are not alone, and secondly, there are support groups out there, and there are people who are out there, like I mean, having to deal with these like challenges, and it's been a learning curve.
You know, culture and religion play quite a significant role in this book. The main character questions whether disability or being differently abled is punishment or a fate. How do these beliefs then shape real life responses to disability in our communities from what you have seen?
Yeah. We live in societies where disabled people are shunned, are treated with indignity. I give an example in the book where in this village that I lived in, we could only see disabled people only on paydays when they are wheeled out to these places where they get their disability grants.
Yeah.
You know, and also. I also speak about a situation where one of my aunts basically said, you know, there's this like a pastor that I know who can heal this child. All you need to do is take this child to the pastor. They will lay hands over her, and then she'll be fine. And from a cultural perspective, you know how it goes. Like when the child is not born yet, you go to these shops where I gave an example of a Xhosa herb that's called Mchamemfene. That is, it's a baboon's pea in English. That is like used by pregnant women. I remember a stage where like one of my relatives was saying like, you know, the reason why this child is like this is because she hadn't gone through the stage of having to being exposed to all these like cultural herbs and concoctions that would have like made her strong. Yeah.
Okay. As we wrap up the conversation, perhaps you can direct us to where we can find the book. You know, for any parent that really is interested in the story.
Yeah. The book is independently published. So we've basically been doing print runs. Unfortunately, we've just finished our print run now. The next one is coming in 3 weeks' time. But the book is available on Amazon.com. You just write Love Child Mziwakolo Dano and it will pop out, and then you can just Kindle version, hard copy, it's there.
Amazing. Mziwakolo, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, and thank you for your vulnerability in sharing your story, because it's a story that indeed will help many a parent, and not just parents who have to raise a child who has special needs, but just parents in general having to raise a human being. I think they will find a lot of value reading your book. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
I'm very much obliged. Thank you very much.
Mziwakolo Dano, legal researcher in Parliament, a father of four, and a storyteller. He wrote a book, it's titled Love Child, that educates couples on how to parent as a team raising a child with special needs. It's 4 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African Time.
Across Africa, communities rise with the promise of clean water and clean sanitation. The African Union's 2026 theme calls us to action.
It's about mobilizing real commitments, securing climate-resilient water and sanitation projects, and ensuring that water becomes a driver of sustainable development and prosperity across the continent.
A landmark moment, not only for Africa, but for the global movement for access to safe water for all.
Assuring sustainable water availability for every home, every village, every nation. This is the Africa we want.
Africa, the African perspective.
No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
Saw by the Kabuka Oriental Choir. I was once in a choir in my life. This was many years ago.
Okay, Tatemkhulu. When was this? In primary school?
Yeah, it was somewhere in primary school.
Would you return? Come on. Yes or no? Come on.
No.
Why?
I ended up going solo at some point. Right after this whole choir situation, I ended up going solo for a second. And then we did the whole, back in high school, they do the whole, call it Eisteddfort or something like that.
I want to join a choir now.
You want to join a choir?
Yeah.
We'll have an upside choir then. All right?
No, a proper choir.
We are a choir. Oh. Two people are a choir. 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest news.
SABC News. The African perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Looking at your top stories, the UN peacekeeping mission in the DRC will send its first team to monitor the ceasefire, and Ukraine suffers another night of heavy bombardment from Russia. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. The United Nations peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo will send its first team to monitor a ceasefire between Congo's government and the AFC M23 rebel group in the coming days. This is according to Qatar's foreign ministry following talks in Doha. Qatar said the team would be deployed to Uvira, a strategic town in eastern Congo that the M23 fighters captured in December during a rapid offensive. Tudongobeni reports.
The late-night announcement has been described as a sign of progress between the Democratic Republic of Congo and the M23. The United States is hosting separate talks between Congo and Rwanda, which the United Nations and Western powers say backs AFC M23, an allegation Kigali denies. The Qatari Foreign Ministry says Congo and the M23 had agreed on detailed terms of reference for the ceasefire monitoring mechanism created under an agreement reached in October and reaffirmed their commitments under the broader peace deal framework signed in November.
Guinea's President Mamadi Doumbouya, who came to power in a coup and was sworn in for a 7-year term last month, has retained his mine minister but appointed a new Minister of Finance, Justice and Security as part of his government. The former Special Forces commander, thought to be in his early 40s, has been leading the West African nation since seizing power in 2021 and read the decree on state television. Ibrahim Asori Tunkara, who acted as a judge during the trial of the 2009 stadium massacre that killed more than 150 people, was appointed the Justice Minister. Doumbouya won the presidential election that completed the return to civilian rule. A Ugandan court has dropped a case against the first man in the country to be charged with aggravated homosexuality, which carries the death penalty under an anti-gay law. The East African country enacted the Anti-Homosexuality Act in 2023, defying pressure from Western governments as well as local and international rights groups. Described as one of the world's harshest laws targeting the LGBTQI community, it carries a sentence of life in prison for same-sex intercourse and imposes the death penalty in cases deemed aggravated. A Tunisian appeals court has upheld an increased lengthy prison sentence on high-profile politicians, including opposition leader Rachid Ghannouchi and the former security officials, as part of a crackdown on dissent. Amongst those sentenced on charges of conspiring against the state in the mess trial were Nadia Kacha, the former chief of staff to President Kais Saied. Ghannouchi, who was Speaker of the elected parliament, dissolved by Saied in 2021, has been in prison since 2023. With this new sentence, the total sentences against him on several charges rises to 50 years. A total of 21 were charged in the conspiracy case, with 10 already in custody, while 11 having fled the country. And lastly, Ukraine suffered another night of heavy bombardment as Russia again targeted energy infrastructure in Kyiv and several other regions, including Kharkiv and Odessa. President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Moscow of using the coldest day of winter to terrorize people as temperatures dropped to below minus 20 degrees Celsius. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Russia to stop striking Ukraine's energy grid for a week during the current freezing weather, but Moscow said that ended on Sunday. Residents of affected areas in Kyiv have been expressing their frustration.
They keep saying there will be an energy ceasefire. Where is the ceasefire? At first, they said it will last for a week, then 3 days. And now, well, they have hit us hard. What should people do now? Where should they live?
There is always hope. Everybody hopes that maybe the situation will get better, that the war will end. But no, there is nothing like this in the foreseeable future. The Russians use this weather to target the civilian population.
Now recapping on your top stories, the United Nations peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo will send its first team to monitor a ceasefire between Congo's government and the AFC M23 rebel group in the coming days. Now, for any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinzi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. We are on Open News Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
We're 6 minutes in to 3 p.m. in Central African time. Thank you very much for staying in tuned to Channel Africa and channelafrica.co.za. We are streaming audio visually on YouTube and Facebook. Just follow Channel Africa and you'll be able to track us there. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, and it is a pleasure to come through in the last hour of the show. What's going on, Mr. Singing in the choir? You know, I'm going to mock you about that now. Hey?
That a million years ago, Mmatsheko Mosito, a million years ago. I doubt I'll be going back into that space. Actually,
I would love to.
I'll never say never, but I'm just saying I doubt. Here's what's coming up on the Upside, this final hour.
Yes.
We get into conversation with an award-winning singer, actress, a performer. Her name is KB. Do you know, for the longest time, that's all I called. I was like, it's KB. You don't ever say name. You know, like Abu Adele. You're Adele. KB was also for me KB. And until this day, I'm like, no, it's KB.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, in our industry, there's a KB singer, there's a KB DJ, there's a KB producer, there's a KB for everything. So you have to say KB Mutsileyane. So that we know, now you're talking about the singer. When you say KB's Mama, we know you're talking about a producer. So, yes,
fair enough.
Her full name is Kiabetsu Mutsileyane, but we know her as KB Mutsileyane. And listen, I love all her work. Whether she's singing, dancing, acting. She was wonderful on Rhythm City back in the day.
Yeah.
So I love all her work. I think she's such a beautiful, multi-disciplined artist.
She's got a one-woman show coming up in April.
Fabulous.
At the theatre of Marcellus. Is it Marcellus?
I say Marcellus.
Marcellus.
I don't know if that's correct.
Oh, you bougify it. Okay.
Yeah.
But on the 10th of April, she'll be having a one-woman show and she'll be joining us online this afternoon and on the Upside to, talk to us about her illustrious career, but also looking ahead to this wonderful one-woman performance on the 10th of April. That conversation is coming up next. Excitement.
Gender-based violence is destroying lives and tearing communities apart. It happens in homes, in schools, at workplaces, and too often in silence. But it doesn't have to continue. If you see it, speak out. If you are hurting, reach out. Because doing nothing is not an option. Listen to all 19 SABC radio stations from Wednesday, 23rd of July for Hard Talk, discussions, advice, dramas, educational shows, and interviews around GBV with experts, survivors, lawmakers, and the whole country affected by gender-based violence. For all your favorite SABC radio stations, call 0800 428 428 to report abuse or get help. GBV, it ends with you. This message is brought to you by the SABC.
Madapiri Bazoshitika. Madapiri Bazoshitika.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito yaulere mu zipatala zaboma mu dziko la Zambia azanyanyala ntchito lachisanu sabata yammawa ndipo Daniel Shabanda kutambasula nkhaniyi.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito mopanda malipiro apamwezi dziko la Zambia akuyembekezera kuyamba kunyanyala ntchito. Ichi ndi chifukwa chakuti boma lalephera walemba ntchito monga mmene lidawalonjezera. Channel Africa News yalankhulana ndi mkulu wa bungwe la madotolo la Resident Doctors Association of Zambia, Dr. Paul Chiwe. Akugomeza kuti madotolo ambiri amene akugwira ntchito mu zipatala zaboma akugwira ntchito yaulere ndipo ali ndi chiyembekezo chakuti tsiku lina adzalembedwa ntchito ndi boma.
Zochitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri.
Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa. Move into a world of African music. This is Channel Africa.
Zagadat. It's your boy.
It's E. Kelly.
My baby, they confuse me, yo, with that bomb bomb. But she get the guy where they send her money from London. She they see me like a Johnny just come. Yeah. My monkey they walk it, baboon he just the chop. Me I go chop all the washing, as long as you give me my passion. Baby make you know they rush me, I beg you make you treat me with caution. Leg over, my baby give me leg over. Hangover, baby she dey give me hangover. Hey, leg over. Oh no, make give me leg over. Hey, game over. She dey come give me game over. Hey, I dey confuse you, I dey confused when you turn around, baby. You dey make her confuse. You do all I like a Cameroon, mesmerize the boy and baby make her confused. Commando, you be commando, you dey command the boy, you the overload. Yeah, I no fit stand alone. I must call my guy, we for rendezvous. Yeah, I go chop all the washing, as long as you give me my passion. Baby, make you know they rush me. I beg you, make you treat me with caution. Leg over, my baby, give me leg over. Hangover, baby, she dey give me hangover. Hey, leg over, oh no, make give me leg over. Hey, game over, she dey come give me game over. Easy. Hey, my baby they distract me with a bomb. But she got the guy where they send her money from London. She they see me like a Johnny just come. Yeah. My monkey they walk baboon he just the chop. Me I go chop all the washing, as long as you give me my passion. Baby make you know they rush me. I beg you, make you treat me with caution. Leg over, my baby give me leg over. Hangover, baby she dey give me hangover. Hey, leg over, oh no, make give me leg over. Hey, game over, she dey come give me game over. I dey confused when you turn around, baby you dey make her confused. All I like it, they Cameroon, mesmerizing boy, and baby make her confused. Commando, you be commando, you dey command the boy, you the overload. Yeah, I no fit stand alone. I must call my guy, we for rendezvous.
18 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. Mr. Easy coming through there with Leg Over. And before that, we had Sha Sha featuring Kelvin Momo and Sykes, a song titled Ndawana. It's 18 minutes after 3 p.m., which means that we're going to take a quick break, quick breather. When we get back, some more music ahead of our conversation with KB Mutsilanyane. I tell you what, I saw her on, was it Rhythm City? You said Rhythm City, no? And at that time, I wasn't really big on the, who's a singer, who's not a singer. I honestly just thought she was a brilliant actress. I thought that was her career. That's all she does. Until later on, I found out that, oh no, man, she also sings. She's a musician. What a multifaceted human being she is. Because when it comes to the performing space as an actor, we've seen many singers trying to be actors, and it just didn't really work out. They struggle to put in the work to then be classified as a proper professional actor. But UKB, no, she did the thing. She, I wouldn't say fooled me, but she sold it to me that she's an actor and an actress, and I did not even think that she was doing music at the time. Then I also realized that, hey man, she's a songstress with a song bed of a voice. Like, hey man, KB, is there any industry that you're not touching at the moment? And I'm so glad and so excited that she'll be doing a one-woman show in April at this theater that we don't know how to pronounce properly. The theater of Maseluze.
You're going to say Maslamuse, when?
Aye. You said it.
Aye.
Live.
Just be careful. Just be careful where you go with that. Okay. So that conversation is coming through, and we're going to open space for you to drop any comments, okay? I've seen that we get some comments on our Facebook Live, so you're most welcome. If you happen to catch this broadcast live as we stream audio visually, you can drop us comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Africa, meet Abedi.
Yeah, that's me.
Abedi is a music lover through and through.
I really love African music.
He's got a taste for all kinds of tunes and spends his days listening to Channel Africa. Guess what? He didn't know.
Okay.
Channel Africa wants to help Abedi and all music lovers everywhere to discover even more incredible music. That is why Channel Africa is calling on all African musicians to submit their music. Musicians, remember Remember to give us all your relevant information. Make your submissions at music@channelafrica.co.za. Submissions are your chance to be heard on radio. But sadly, they do not guarantee that you'll be playlisted. All submissions will be carefully reviewed to see if they meet our station's requirement. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Você é fluente em português? É apaixonado por rádio e quer trabalhar na África do Sul? Você tem documentos que o qualificam para trabalhar na África do Sul? Nesse caso, podemos ter uma oportunidade para você trabalhar no Canal África. Envie seu currículo e demonstração para Canal África at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Lembre-se, se você não receber alguma resposta nossa em 14 dias, isso significa que você não foi selecionado. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
We're 21 minutes into 3 p.m. So we're seeing a lot of, can I call it devastation, in certain parts of the city of Johannesburg where we are based. There's a place called Midrand.
Horrible.
in the city of Johannesburg. Yeah. There's all sorts of stories that come out of that part of Johannesburg, without a doubt. But now we are hearing that there's a water crisis there, which is very, very serious, because it affects people's livelihoods, and health. And imagine taking care of somebody who's elderly or who's not well, or a little baby, and there hasn't been water for almost a week. That is a problem. But there are certain times in the Gauteng, let me speak for the Gauteng province in particular, where we are based, where it's either there is no electricity or there is no water. Okay, which one is worse? No water or no electricity for 6 days?
I'm currently experiencing a no electricity one, right?
Right. So if it was the other way around, maybe.
Yeah, I would rather no I can't believe we are talking and having this whole discussion. Which would you rather? Which of the worst scenarios would you rather have?
Which devil?
Pick which well, pick one devil. I would rather not have electricity but still have water. I think that's, for me, very important, because you're able to, clean up after yourself, keep the place. I don't really drink tap water. I'd rather, drink buy bottled water whenever I can. But if I had to drink tap water, at least I'll be able to boil it. Why? Because I've got my own little portable gas stove situation there. I can take care of myself. So I'd rather not have electricity than for 6-7 days than to not have water. What about you?
Yeah, hey? I think the water thing is really tricky. Because you can't flush toilets, you can't keep the house, upkeep is compromised. Yep. There's all sorts of problems that come with having no water, especially if you've got a family like I do. I mean, I've got a big family with 12 children, and we need water.
Yes.
We need water, and we need to feed the children, so we need water to cook and that sort of thing. No electricity, I mean, we can deal with that. The TV's off. I don't know, just cook as much as you can of the stuff that's in the refrigerator and chow it fast and have nothing in the refrigerator. So definitely a no water situation is a no for me. Water rather than electricity. Water is life.
Water is life indeed. The biggest problem is, what if, Mmatsheko Mosito, it was payday not so long ago for a lot of people, those who get paid on the 25th, 22nd, and even those who get paid month end. They would have stocked up that fridge. Now there's no electricity in my scenario. That food is going to go bad. It's been days now without electricity. So now you have to throw away that food. Or you have to cook it quickly, find a way to cook it so that you preserve it somehow. But that's a lot of money down the drain because of the electricity not being there. But yes, rather no electricity.
If we were to choose.
If we had to choose.
Yeah.
It's like Trevor Noah, he had a stand-up show a couple of years ago, and I was there in Pretoria when he did it at Sunbet. And he was like, guys, how bad has it gotten that we have our favorite load-shedding times? I prefer the load shedding that takes place at this time and this time because I won't be at home. Yeah. And that's exactly what we're doing now. Which one do you prefer? No water, no electricity. Anyway, we hope that that situation gets resolved very quickly, because people are getting very, very impatient in Midrand. They've taken it to the streets now. to protest the fact that they have not had water for 6 days. Anyway, it's 26 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. A quick reminder. 6 more days to go until SABC 2 relaunches with a new era, new programming, a new lineup, a new look and feel. Some of your favorite personalities, some new ones you've never met before will be on the platform. And I love the fact that they are trying to just bring the families back together again. We are way invested into our phones. We are invested in our own lives, in our separate rooms. They are saying, no, guys, let's go back to being in one household, watching the same screen, watching our favorite programs and having discussions and laughs afterwards. And I think that's brilliant.
I think it's wonderful. So 6 more days until we unveil a whole new era for SABC2.
No interruptions, just the music you love on Channel Africa. Tebogo and Mmatsheko on the upside.
Thirty minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Hey, we are going to have a conversation with KB Motsilanyane because she's got a one-woman show lined up on the 10th of April, and she's going to tell us all about it. That last song we're listening to there, Tabatsahao. Your news, your business, not your news, your business.
Yeah, your news, papi.
Your news.
Your BS
and she's featured on that one. Hey, let's get the final final sports update this afternoon on the upside. Musibudi Makura is standing by.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you so much, Tebogo. A very good afternoon from the sports desk. So, DR Congo Giants TP Mazembe have appointed Silmani Raho as the new head coach, with the Franco-Algerian returning to Lubumbashi on a deal running until at least the end of the current season. The 51-year-old succeeds Lemane Mamadou Ndaye, bringing an immediate end to the club's latest coaching transition as the Ravens now look to stabilize performances and reinforce their ambitions for the remainder of the campaign. So he previously served as the assistant coach during the 2021-2022 season, working alongside Frank Dumas, a period that has strengthened his ties with both the squad as well as the club leadership. Further afield now, FIFA President Gianni Infantino said he wants Russia's 4-year ban from international tournaments lifted because it had not achieved nothing. Now, Russian clubs as well as national team have been suspended from FIFA and UEFA competitions since the country invaded the Ukraine in February of 2022. Infantino said FIFA should actually never ban any country for playing football because of the acts of their political leaders. Meanwhile, Ukraine Sports Minister Matvey Bayanyi had said that Infantino's comments were irresponsible, while UEFA President Alexander Sefrin has maintained the war in the Ukraine needs to end for Russia to be reinstated, echoing the statement at the UEFA Congress closing press conference in April of 2025. While the Confederation of African Football, in partnership with the University of Cape Town, successfully concluded the second edition of the CAF Football Management Executive Program, marked by an official graduation ceremony held at the University of Cape Town, right here in South Africa this past weekend. Now, CAF's groundbreaking executive program has now been delivered for a second consecutive year and continues to form a central pillar of CAF's long-term strategy to collaborate with leading institutions of higher learning in empowering member associations through enhanced governance as well as effective administration. So, a total of 30 participants from across the CAF 6 zonal unions graduated from the 6-month program that provided them with intensive learning experiences designed to enhance the skill set required to navigate the increasingly complex demands of modern football governance. On to some cricket news now. South Africa's under-19 men's cricket coach Malibongwe Maketa has made it clear that the youngsters will receive all the support needed to make a smooth transition into the professional ranks. So some of the program's biggest alumni include Aiden Markram as well as Kagiso Rabada, who are now seasoned fixtures in the Proteas setup, and Maketa says they too had to be guided from the under-19 as youngsters. He says players like JJ Basson, Bayanda Machola, as well as Jason Rowells may find it easier and quicker to make the jump than others.
Aiden and KG did it 10 years ago, and KG was quicker to transition into the senior team. So we also must be mindful of the fact that as much as Aiden did it and KG did it, they also spent time developing after the program to be where they are, even though KG did it quicker. And looking at the batters that have quickly transitioned, look at the last World Cup group where we had Luandre, we had Kwena, who also quickly transitioned into the senior team.
Maketa's team returned back to South Africa last Friday following an underwhelming World Cup in Zimbabwe and Namibia, and he says he's only going to receive feedback this week from Cricket South Africa's top brass. So he'll be sitting down with the director of national team as well as high performance, Enoch Nkwe, to plan the way forward.
This week will be the week where we have honest feedbacks in terms of how the team has done and which individuals need extra support. And all the players that went to the World Cup will be supported for the next 6 months to make sure that mentally and physically they come through the system, come through the experience unscaled, and which will help their development going forward.
All right, so that concludes your sports news this afternoon. On the upside, for any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do remember to send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. It is 15:35 p.m. Central African time. I'm back with a final sports update for the afternoon with the Africa in Business team. That's coming up in the next hour. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Musibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
36 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the final business news this afternoon. On the upside, Tebogo Lekhuleni is standing by.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Good afternoon. There are rising tensions in Malawi between the government and private maize traders. This is because of falling domestic maize prices, which are pushing traders to defy the export ban in search of better returns on regional markets. The ban by the authorities was meant to ensure that Malawians have access to low maize prices. Various analysts and civil society representatives, including consumer rights campaigners like Jani Kasunda, think grain traders have the right to export their produce for profits.
The private traders are left with no option other than to defy government's ban on export of maize. This is so because government, in the first place, failed to buy maize from them. Instead, they went to import maize from Zambia, which was very bad. Secondly, they called for local traders to sell their maize to NFRA, but they only bought a portion of the maize. And then they stopped, saying they don't have money. Now, where do these people going to sell their maize?
Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says the country's economy is forecast to expand 10.2% in 2025-26, which is higher than the Finance Ministry's projection of 8.9% given in June. The East African nation, which is restructuring its external debt, is implementing far-reaching economic reforms backed by an International Monetary Fund loan program. Abiy says this is based on a review of the growth performance over the past 6 months of the current fiscal year. Another new South African Deputy Cooperative Governance Minister, Dixon Masemula, says innovative building technologies are not yet fully accepted by communities. He says this was seen during the pilot phase of the program across the country. Masemula was speaking at the 2-day Innovative Building Technology Summit in Johannesburg today. The meeting has brought together government, the building and construction industry, academia, investors, and civil society organizations to advance innovative solutions for the delivery of sustainable human settlements.
We have also seen that in other instances where we have done few pilots right across the country, there has been some degree of reluctance on the part of our communities to accept, but we wish to assure that the government entities, the National Home Builders Regulatory Council, but also the Agrima South Africa, which is an entity of the Department of Public Works, our sister department, are there testing these materials, making sure that the materials are actually safe and that they are robust enough.
Now in West Africa, Ghana's finance minister has offered to cut a mining levy by 2 percentage points to help push through a new gold royalty regime that mining companies want could deter investment. The country wants to replace its flat royalty rate with a sliding system of 5% to 12% to capture more value as prices surge. The new gold royalty regime, which adds about 1 percentage point for every $500 rise in the gold price, similar to the system in Burkina Faso, will take effect 21 days from today. Unless Parliament amends it, Ghana's gold mining companies want the rate reduced. U.S. President Donald Trump's move to slash tariffs on Indian imports sparked a relief rally across the Asian countries' markets today, lifting sentiment among exporters and policymakers, even as details of the agreement remained scant. Trump announced a trade deal with India on Monday to cut tariffs to 18% from 50% in exchange for New Delhi halting Russian oil purchases and lowering trade barriers. But Trump's social media post was not followed by any details of the deal from the White House or the Indian government. An Indian government official says India has agreed to buy petroleum, defense goods and aircraft from the U.S. while partly opening up its guarded agriculture sector under the agreement. Now let's have a look at financial indicators. $1 in Nigeria is at 1,000 Naira 394, Botswana 12 Pula 03, Kenya 128 shillings 65, Zambia 19 kwacha 67. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 shrill 26, in Russia 76 rubles 22, India 91 rupee 23, China 6 yuan 95, South Africa 16 rand 12 cents. $1 is 73 pence to the British pound, 85 to the euro. Commodities, gold is at $4,908, platinum at $2,230 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil, $66.45 a barrel. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email, newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Mmatsheko Mosito and Tebogo Lekhuleni on the upside.
43 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. We've entered the final stretch of the upside this afternoon. Thank you so much for choosing us for this Tuesday edition. We are broadcasting live on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Oh, let's get into a conversation with a remarkable human being. Our guest today is a true powerhouse of South African arts and culture. An award-winning singer, actress, and performer, she has built a career spanning more than 2 decades across music, television, theatre, and film. I tell you what, if Africa had its own version of an EGOT, you know those EGOT, Emmy, Oscar, Grammy, and Tony Awards, something like that, she's taking it. Hands down, she's taking it. From her breakout days in music to unforgettable roles on screen, her work is defined by depth, authenticity, and powerful storytelling. She continues to evolve, inspire, and command the stage with every performance. And she's got a one-woman show coming up on the 10th of April this year, and she's here to tell us all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, what an honor it is for us to be chatting to the incredible KB Motsilanyane. KB, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
We are fantastic. I tell you what, I had to hold back a tear just a little bit, because when I think about UKB, it takes me back to 2024. Many people have sang a national anthem before, a rugby game before, but when you did it, KB, you brought the whole nation to tears. How significant was that moment? Do you remember it? Does it still live rent-free in your head?
I'll never forget that moment. I think especially because I only realized a while afterwards what happened. When I was performing, I was just focused on the performance. I was just focused on delivering the anthem, because for now, every time I deliver the anthem, I get so stressed because I think about how other performers had like unfortunate incidences where maybe they don't sing it properly, they sing the wrong lyrics. So I'm so like plugged into the moment that I just want to deliver it correctly. I want to deliver it with the correct emotion. I just want to make sure that I give it the respect that it deserves. So I only realized later what actually really happened. I was so overwhelmed. But it's been such a great. I probably actually is one of the highlights of my career, especially because it happened when we were celebrating 30 years of democracy. So it's really great. I mean, I think as well, one doesn't realize how something like this would affect you as a person until it's actually happened. So sometimes it's like a dream, like I'm still trying to to think about what actually happened on that. But it was great. It's been great. Thank you.
That is wonderful. That's so wonderful to have taken you back to that moment. You have such a big career, and I think interviews serve as such a beautiful space for artists to kind of reflect on the journey, because leaving Muruleng and here you are on all sorts of wonderful stages. You have a musical theater background. And that for me makes it even more exciting that we've got a one-woman show coming up, So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the significance of musical theater and how it has informed, how you approach performance, how you approach, the stage and your interaction with the people that love to watch and see you.
Yeah, so I got my qualification from TUT many years ago.
Many moons.
And to date, I still use the lessons that I learned from there, and I hold on to them because I've realized that that's what's keeping me going, and it's little things that I realized that if you don't know them as an artist, you will. You won't know that you don't know them. You know that thing if you don't know that you don't know. But it's things that have such a great impact on the viewer or the audience, whoever's watching your performance. So building up to this show, I was thinking, okay, so what do I want to do in this performance? And then I thought to myself, okay, the biggest challenge is not to do too much because I have so much I have so many ideas because over and above TUT, where I learned tap dancing, ballet, jazz, some classical vocal training. I also did do Latin American dancing, modern dancing, and ballroom with Mabana. I was one of the original cast members for African Footprint, where I think I played like 4 roles where I was one of the lead singers, I was one of the tap dancers, I was one of the, just dancers as well. So there is so much. And my biggest challenge is coming up with a performance that is coherent, that doesn't confuse the audience, but it is still very much enjoyable. And that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to. Theater excites me because it's like you said, that's my training, that's my background. I understand it so well, and I'm looking forward to just creating a moments where the audience can see me in a way that they've never ever seen me before. So I'm very, very excited about that.
We want to hear the dates. When is it taking place? Because it's going to be happening at Kempton Park there by Empress Palace, if I'm not mistaken. And it's going to be a very intimate atmosphere. Tell us more about the date, and are we going to see more of such performances, KB? Because from what I'm reading, it's just one night.
It's one night with this one, but then we're gonna also move to other venues with more or less the same concept. So it's on the 10th of April. It's my birthday month, so I would have my birthday is on the 8th. So it's 2 days after my birthday. So please do bring presents. Thank you very much.
That we will do.
At the Theatre of Marcellus. It starts at 8:30. Hello, are you there?
Yes, we're still here. We're listening. Sorry, I thought you were still responding. That's wonderful.
Oh, no, yes. But the tickets are available from bluebloodtickets.com. Blue spelled BLU. Bluebloodtickets.com. That's where you can get your tickets. And yeah, Theatre of Marcellus. It's going to be one very long performance because most of the time I think the most we get to perform is 45 minutes to an hour. So this time the whole evening is about the audience. I think my performance is about 2 hours.
Wow.
In between, obviously, because we all need to catch our breath.
Oh my goodness!
My whole approach to it is I just want to give the audience as much as possible, and like I said earlier, I want them to experience me like they've never experienced me before.
I'm so excited. I really am. You know what? Let's take a break. We're going to come back with KB and wrap up our conversation in a moment.
Channel Africa is moving with the times, and so is our WhatsApp line. We've changed our WhatsApp number, making it even easier for you to stay connected. Send us your voice notes, comments, shout outs, and song requests to our new WhatsApp number, +27 83 288 6684. That's +27 83 288 6684. Save it, share it, and stay in the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective. The upside. On the upside, your voice matters.
We're 9 minutes away from 4 p.m. in Central African time. KB Motsulenyane has a one-woman show. Listen, look at all the men smiling in this building. Oh my goodness. It's going to be amazing. KB, who is on, I mean, obviously you're the prize. We're coming to watch KB give us this performance. But who are some of the people that you'd like to acknowledge that have worked with you? Because theatre is ensemble work. I'm sure there's other wonderful people that you're bringing on the stage with you.
Definitely. There is one that I know people get very excited about, but I don't want to mention them because I want it to be a complete
Okay.
But like I said, that the performances are not just going to be music because of my musical theatre experience. So there will be a little bit of, because musical theatre has an infusion of music, dancing, and acting.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to leave it there. To say that is, that's what's going to be like part of the experience on the evening. That's what I'm going to leave it at. But I do want to thank the Theatre of Marcellus because I know that they're very well known for putting up amazing shows. So thank you so much, Theatre of Marcellus and Emperors, as well as Cultured Today, because those are my collaborating promoters that are doing this with me.
KB, how many outfit changes are you going to have on that one night? Because you are doing everything by yourself.
So one of my favorite things that I've always loved about my performances specifically is how good I am with quick changes, because that's what TUT used to like emphasize all the time. Like you only have 10 seconds. You only have 10 seconds. And they always said to us, your performance must look like a magician's performance. So long answer to a short question. I'll probably change every 3 songs. Probably, if not more.
Looking forward to it.
We definitely
Why
are.
are you asking about costume changes?
No, I'm generally asking because any theatre production, and especially musical ones, there's always changes, right? The main cast is changing, and they're changing into this, and they're changing into that. And when you're running a show by yourself, I would imagine that's quite the challenge. So that's why I was asking the question. Nothing weird.
Oh, no. Of course, I'll have a crew. No, I'm going to have a whole team. Obviously, I have a band, I have assistants. Oh, if you mean like by myself from that perspective, absolutely not. I wouldn't be able to survive. There is so much involved in my performances, even just a normal KB performance, road manager, assistant, sound engineer, the full band, and all. So there'll definitely be a bigger crew actually than any other time. I will be able to get through all the costume changes, seamlessly. Thank you so much for caring about me.
You're so amazing. And can I just note that I've seen you perform also quite a long time ago, and you are fabulous. Your work ethic and how you present reminds me a lot of Tina Turner. Because she had quite a strong presence on stage, but she also had quite a wonderful work ethic. And how you present, whether it's in music or on television, or on a theater stage, reminds me so much of Tina Turner. All the best, Uswarona. We are so proud of you, and we're very excited. We're definitely buying tickets. We're going to come and watch you.
I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you there, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about my show. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. And don't forget, bring gifts.
We'll bring gifts, perfume, listen, whatever it is that you need, you let us know, girl. Thank you, KB. All the best, eh?
Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Isn't she just wonderful?
She's brilliant. KB Mutsilanyane live. She said she gave us the website to buy the tickets, but if you just search for her name, Blue Blood Tickets, Blue BLU, bloodtickets.com. Go get your tickets on the 10th of April at the Theatre of Marcellus at Emperor's Palace. Looking forward to it. Right, let's take a quick breather. When we get back, we hand over the mic and find out what's coming up on Africa in Business.
As the sun rises on 2026, Channel Africa celebrates with you. This year, may prosperity flow like water. May unity strengthen our nations. And may every African story inspire the world.
Channel Afrique vous accompagne dans cette célébration. Que l'espoir illumine notre continent.
Que as vozes de África ecoem com orgulho.
From all of us at Channel Africa, we wish you and yours a joyful, successful, and prosperous 2026.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
We take no sides, none whatsoever. We are the upside.
3 minutes before 4 p.m. Central African time, we're joined in studio now with the man taking over the next hour, Mr. Innocent Samosa, because he's standing in for the one and only Tami Ngubeni, African Business, coming up next, wearing my favorite sweater there. How are you doing, sir?
My man, I'm very much well. I thoroughly enjoyed your conversation with KB, incredible actor, incredible singer.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So what's coming up on the show today? We look at everything gross domestic product and the oil and gas sector. We're hearing news that Ethiopia is projecting real GDP growth of 10.2% in 2025-2026 fiscal year. That's a sharp upward revision from the earlier 8.9% forecast. So we want to know, why is Ethiopia expecting such growth, and what are some of the sectors that will be key in this? We'll be talking to economist in Addis Ababa, Professor Konstantinos. Yeah, that's the word. And we'll be going to Nigeria. Dangote Group sources expanded gas supply agreements with Nigeria's National Petroleum Company Limited. Want to find out, why is this agreement important for Nigeria's economy? We'll be talking to Collins Nekwe, economist, joining us to discuss that further.
All right, Africa in Business coming up next from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central African time. Stay locked in on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. From us, the Upsiders. Let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care.
Make a new life for you. I've been in love with you since I laid eyes on you. Yeah, I wanna take you to the moon. Put stars for your roof. Ball you like politician. Reason I the house with a little K. Girl, I the trick, make a time my shoelace. Your body nice and you make a man brand new. Make a day your size is around. If me know they cool, come put all the fire on me. Fire on me. Put your desires on me. Come with the fire, mommy. Fire on me. Fire on me. Put your desires on me. Come with the fire, mommy. Fire on me. Girl, I know go act like I'm Messiah.
The voice of the continent, now online, with all your sports fixtures, lifestyle, and more.
It's exactly 1600 Central African time. Welcome to African Business. My name is Innocent Samosa, in for Tami Ngubeni, and I'm with you for the next hour. But before we get to that, let's check out what's happening in the world of news.
SABC News.